Coming up on MU Reports, an urgent warning from medical professionals about dating apps.
And a new ministry center on campus. Will the $9.3 million structure live up to student expectations? MU Reports starts now.
Hello and welcome to MU Reports. I'm Anthony Furr.
And I'm Metehan Fidan. Here at MU Reports, we take an in-depth look at what's going on at Methodist University and our surrounding communities.
We're glad you could be with us.
Methodist University is expecting a new president on campus. The selection process involving 70 applicants allocated SGA, the Board of Trustees, and the faculty to decide on the university's fifth president. After multiple interviews, Dr. Stanley Worden was given the honor of leading the campus community. A West Virginia native, Dr. Worden stated he wants to strengthen the university's ties to Fort Bragg and its partnership with Fayetteville and Cumberland County. He praises the liberal arts tradition and stresses the enrichment of students' lives.
I, too, am a product of a liberal arts education, and I believe that while it's important to have professional programs, and I'll talk about those in a moment as well, the liberal arts tradition that is at the heart of what Methodist University teaches is one of the most important things you do, because it is that liberal arts tradition that prepares us to be better citizens. It prepares us for more fulfilling lives.
According to students at the event, they are excited to see what the new president has in store.
When he starts, SGA is going to have a major role in kind of getting him settled and understanding what students have issues with on campus, and really giving him an insight on how he can make changes that are beneficial to the campus. So really, we just kind of have a very important role to let him know how the students feel.
I think it's a great choice. I actually, now that I work in admissions, had the honor of giving tours to all of the presidential candidates. So I was able to get to know Dr. Weirden and his wife a little bit beforehand. And based on the feedback I heard during the tour, it seemed like everyone loved him and he was an awesome pick. So I'm not surprised that he's the candidate that we ended up going with.
The incoming president will also inherit the cost of the new campus ministry center. The structure cost the university $9.3 million, leaving some students wondering how every student can take a part in the investment. Here's Nicholas Wilkerson with that story.
It is out with the old and in with the new at Methodist University as the campus community celebrates the opening of the new ministry center. As a private religious university, most agree that the structure is a great addition to the university's faith-based values.
I'm a church-born and raised kid, so going to chapel is something that I probably do all the time.
But the structure came at a steep cost, projected to be almost $9.3 million. Some students say the huge investment overshadowed many other improvements needed on campus.
During that whole process, they wanted to renovate the Huff Concert Hall, and that was the big issue, but they were more worried about the ministry center.
Though the campus community is impressed with the new chapel, some students express concern on whether or not the new chapel will be able to integrate student activities outside of religious life.
I think it's a great building. I mean, it's an improvement, I guess, on the old chapel that we have down the hill. It's nice for the people who want to use it. Do I think it's going to be utilized well enough? I don't know, but yeah.
It kind of brightens like the outlook of Methodist University a little bit, but the only thing is that it's being used for only religious life. So yeah, it's just a big building, you know, allocated for just one group of people.
Though there are no known plans for activities in the new chapel, students hope that it will be used to bring the campus community together.
I'm gonna miss the old chapel, and you know, going towards the new chapel, I know it's a big upgrade and it's an improvement. So it'll be fun to see what type of things or what type of events it's going to bring to the campus now.
This has been Nicholas Wilkerson, MU Reports.
The Public Safety Office has found a way to bring safety notifications to the palm of your hand with MU Pause. Brianna Berry met with officials here on campus to get the details.
Most campuses enforce safety first with automated phone calls, security gates, signs, and even patrol officers. At Methodist University, they've added yet another safety measure that they say is leagues above the rest.
We've expanded from, just phone calls and emails to a mobile app to beacons that are throughout the campus. There's at least one right now in every building. 5 outdoor speaker arrays that do a siren plus a voiceover sound. So there were a lot of improvements when we switched from the system that we initially had to the new system that we currently work off of.
The system is called MU Pause. Using the app Alertus, public safety can now send out emergency bulletins for just about everything. Working in conjunction with Campus Beacons, the app is able to send immediate notifications about weather emergencies, campus closures, delays, and other need-to-know information.
In the event of a public safety notification, students are encouraged to use one of several emergency phones here on campus, like the one seen here. Students who are not near one of these emergency phones are encouraged to use their app. Pull out your phone, open the app, and call an emergency line.
Students and staff can download the app from the App Store. After that, signing up is simple. Type in the organization code MUPAWS, followed by your student email, and updates will be automatically sent to your phone. Due to the app's tech-friendly approach, one student says he likes the idea of being connected to his university on his phone.
I feel like if I need to know something on time and alert, then that app will help me.
This is just the latest precaution Methodist University is taking in the efforts to protect its campus community. This has been Brianna Berry, MU Reports.
Coming up on EMU Reports, our Kiana Roberts sits down with Dr. Delmus Crisp to discuss his transition from provost to interim president.
Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful, cold, crisp day. It's an exciting time here. In fact, I've just had meetings this morning about commencement, planning for commencement and all of that right as we enter the Christmas season.
I love Christmas. All right. When you began your career in academia, did you have hopes of rising to the rank of provost or interim president?
Actually, when I began, no, not at all. I began as an instructor of English, and it was my first job out of college with my master's degree. No, I just was going to be an English teacher. But as I ultimately continued my education and got more experience and such as that, I moved up in the ranks. At maybe 10 years ago or so, and that's well into a career, because I'm finishing my I've had 50 years of higher education already, of full-time teaching. And so about 10 years ago, 12 years ago maybe, I think that I could probably be a president, or by then I was already a provost. So, yeah. So, but it was a normal flow of from the academic classroom to department chair to dean to provost and so forth. So I learned a little bit all along the way. Yeah.
Do you think this job is stressful?
In some ways it is. In some ways it's quite a joy. It's a 24/7 job, 365 days for sure. And right now, though, you may or may not know I'm doing two jobs. I'm the interim president, but I'm continuing with my real job, which is the provost job. And so I was doing both of those. So in that sense, yeah, it's stressful, but not in a bad kind of way, though. It's just busy, busy, busy. There are some really, really difficult decisions that have to be made and have been made, and things like that. That's stressful, of course, in any kind of job. But it's not unbearable at all. It's been good doing what I've been doing. I've enjoyed it.
How do you think Methodist University has impacted your life?
Methodist has impacted my life immeasurably, really. Getting to know the students and the faculty, working with them. I really came here to help. I came right at the transition of when the university was first becoming a university. It had been Methodist College before then, but then transitioned into Methodist University, and that's really what motivated me to leave a similar job at a previous institution to come here, because I really saw that as an opportunity to help make Methodist a university other than just changing its name. And some of the things that we've done certainly was creating new programs, new graduate programs, getting more funding for faculty staff development, all of those kinds of things which are really, really necessary. Seeing the faculty take advantage of that, I saw them grow. That's helped me tremendously for sure. it's kept pushing me along the way and kept me being excited about doing what I'm doing. But also seeing the students and working with them on a daily basis has been fun too.
How do you think the Methodist University, how do you think the Methodist University experience most positively impacts the lives of the students?
I would hope, for sure, for every student who ultimately graduates from Methodist, that they feel that they have gotten a strong academic program. I mean, that's what I'm all about. I mean, as a provost, certainly I'm over all the academic programs and such. We know that students and their parents have really invested a good bit in the education, and I want them to feel secure in the education that they've gotten. Because I know the curriculum, I know that if the students are willing to put in what it takes to do well in the courses and such in their majors and minors and such, they will certainly get what they need to start out with their first or second job along the way and so forth and grow from that. But that's just one side of the whole picture too. I mean, growing and developing socially is so important, and I think with the co-curricular and extracurricular activities we have here and the strong student affairs staff, we certainly offer those opportunities because it's, this is a pivotal time in any young person's life, those 4 years in college. I suspect if you ask some of them, what were your thoughts when you started here on a given topic, just something in the world, maybe a controversial topic or something like that, what were your thoughts, your beliefs and so forth in? And then ask them 4 years later, they may have some of the same thoughts and beliefs, but they may have changed them or altered them in some kind of way because that's what really is happening in the lives of the students, and that's exciting to be there and be part of that.
How do you think you have most positively impacted lives at Methodist?
I hope, not to repeat what I just said with the previous question, but I hope by guiding them, leading them, one of my number one love, I guess, is teaching. And that's my core, if you will, just teaching. I've always enjoyed teaching, and I'm not in the classroom now, but I'm still teaching. Mm-hmm. I'm teaching department chairs how to be department chairs and deans how to be deans. And every now and then when a wayward student comes my way, because they have to come to my office or something like that, I do what I can to help that student or teach that student how to be a better student. And I try to work with the students, of course, to help them overcome whatever that difficulty was and so forth.
Have you experienced the CAF food at Methodist? Have you experienced the CAF food? Do you think it's good? What are some of your favorite foods?
Okay, I like that question. This might not be popular with the students because when I came here, I announced in the very first faculty meeting that I was planning to eat in the dining hall for the noon meal as often as I could, because I wanted to be available to the students and the faculty that needed to see me but didn't have time to make an appointment or something like that. It was certainly I wanted to be available that way, just sort of as a free office hour. It doesn't bother me at all for someone, faculty or student or staff, to come up to me while I'm eating, even if I'm in a conversation. Sometimes I have to leave that conversation to deal with the issue. That's fine. But actually, this is the part that the students might disagree with me on. I like the CAF food. I can see that you're probably surprised to see that too. No, I think they do a fabulous job. And I'm telling you that in all truth, I had the same thoughts that the students today have when I was an undergraduate. But the food was totally different. We had mystery meat at least 3 or 4 times a week. We don't know what we were eating. Here you know that it's a piece of chicken, or it's something else. No, I think it's good. It's fresh. I think it's well presented. And I love. My favorites. I love almost anything pasta. But a lasagna or. Well, I could tell you this. Do you like the fried chicken on Wednesdays?
On a good day, some days it's has its day.
Okay. Well, where I was before I came here, every Wednesday we had fried chicken, collards, and macaroni and cheese. And I mentioned that to them, and they make it happen. I mean, we have now for years had fried chicken, and they also have baked chicken too, which I think is a very nice option for those of us like me who should not be eating the fried chicken, but I do. The collards and the macaroni and cheese, but desserts are always my number one favorite. Yeah, so.
Well, that was a great question. What are your plans when you leave here? Any traveling ideas?
The first thing I want to do is settle into our new home. My wife we bought our home in another state. My wife is there. She is still unpacking boxes, and so initially when I get there right about Christmas time, I will probably not be opening presents. I will probably be opening boxes and deciding where to put my books and all of that and get my office set up there and so forth. I want to take a couple months maybe just to get used to the new setting there, and it's an area where we moved here from there. Different house now, but it's only a mile from my other house. You know, 2 of our 3 grown children are there. Our only grandchild is there. So reconnecting with the family and such is certainly the main reason for my retirement. But I'm not at all ready to retire, even though I'm well past the retirement age and so forth. I told you, I think earlier in the conversation, that I've been at this for 50 years and a half now. This is my 51st year in higher education. I've got another 10 years in me, but I'm not going to do it at the level that I'm doing now. I simply want to teach. I'll look for part-time teaching somewhere along the way. Yeah, we'll travel. My wife and I will travel. But mainly we are looking forward to being around family.
That's always good to be around family. How do you think you'll remember Methodist University? Is there a lasting memory that stands out?
Wow, there are many, many memories for sure. And they're positive ones too. I have enjoyed all of my time here. I think I'm probably very proud of the fact that we were able to implement some really good quality programs. I mean, starting the first doctoral level programs here with physical therapy and occupational therapy. Now, I inherited the PA program, the physician assistant program. That's now in its 21st or second year here, and I've only been here 12 years. I inherited that. But seeing the success of that when I came, I looked around and I thought that, you know, we need a nursing program here. And by the way, the reason for that, what really called it to my attention was the on-campus population, the student population living in the residence halls when I came, was roughly 70% men, 30% women. And I said, we need to equalize that balance some. And so I did some research and I found that 94% of all of the high school seniors who put in as their intended major nursing, 94% of them were women. And I said, we need to start a nursing program here. One, because that would be a good academic program for us. It would certainly meet the needs of Fayetteville and the surrounding community, because there's always been a nursing shortage in my entire time here. And that's a certain significant shortage nationally right now. So that was good for sure for us to do that. But the upside for that, or the icing on the cake for that, was it did bring more women students to campus. But interestingly, we have picked up more men in the nursing program than we anticipated or started with. Not that we have more men than we have women in the program, but we do, because we should have both men and women in the nursing program. But that, and you know, for a school like Methodist to have an engineering program, we're in our 3rd year of that program, and it's a 4-year program, of course, so it's still growing. There are all kinds of fun academic things like that that we have done that I think have helped make Methodist the university that it is.
Amazing. Do you have any words of inspiration for the students and faculty that you are leaving behind?
Would you repeat the question, please?
Do you have any words of inspiration for
Words
the
of
students
inspiration.
and faculty that you are leaving behind?
Well, I've seen the quality of our students. I met with a group of them last night, dinner. We have many strong students here, for sure, who have talents. And I think probably this is the teacher coming out in me. If the students will put the appropriate amount of time into their studies, I know they will be successful. I know that they will get a good education here. I have every confidence in that. And I just want them to move forward. I mean, look forward to doing their best in everything they do, just because that becomes a way of life for them. I want students to have a strong work ethic, the students and the faculty to have a strong work ethic, because they will accomplish more. They will be more fulfilled and satisfied with what they've done for themselves, but also for those around them. You know, often all of us think in an insular kind of way of how this is going to help me or something like that. But I think through the whole college experience, I would hope that students would also grow in a way like, okay, I'm doing this and this is helping me, but it's to help me do something else to help others. And I think that whole process is what I hope that our students are working for. And I think clearly with that kind of goal in mind, they will be inspired. Good, thank you.
That's all the questions that I have for you today. Thanks for talking to me.
Certainly. This has been a joy. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Welcome back. I'm Raekwon Hall with your Monarch Sports Roundup. Junior running back Vontre Howard has been named the USA South Athletic Conference Offense Player of the Year. Talk about ending the season with a bang. The Methodist men's basketball team withstood an attack of vicious three-pointers in the opening half of the USA South men's basketball contest at William Peace University. Then opened up the second half with a scoring burst that took the Monarchs into an 81-76 victory over the Pacers. Methodist women's basketball team started good and ended great in a 64-51 USA Conference home win against Meredith College. Logan Lee brought her A game, scoring 19 points, which was the most score for any Monarch player this season. Meanwhile, Methodist track and field team opened up the indoor portion of their 2018 to 2019 meet schedule at the 3rd Annual Bash Krager Invite. On to the greens. Methodist men's golf team concluded the St. Andrews Knights Invitational by sweeping the top 2 spots of the teams in the individual leaderboards. Way to go, guys. And that's a look at sports. I'm Raekwon Hall, NU Reports. We'll be right back.
No man left behind. In the heart of a military town, Methodist University has worked to provide veterans and active duty military with the tools they need to succeed on campus. MU Reports' own Teresa Boone visited the Veterans Center to learn more about what Methodist University is doing to provide services to assist our student veterans.
We remember and we honor all our veterans and military students as we celebrated Veterans Day with an opening ceremony to lay the wreath in remembrance of all our fallen service members. Flags and other displays have also been placed throughout campus to honor all the women and men who served. And our football team warmed up for the Veterans Appreciation Game against Averett. We also stopped by the Office of Veteran Services to inquire what resources are available and who's eligible.
Generally, any veteran that served in the military, for any length of time. We have students that have went to the reception center and were injured and were found to be qualified for voc rehab benefits. Also, their family members, spouses and children. In some cases, even a grandchild, if the service member had adopted them or made them their legal dependent. Generally, if you have ever had a military ID card, you would be eligible for a benefit.
We were also informed about the 2 organizations they manage.
Chi Delta Chi Veterans Honor Society, you do need a 3.0 GPA and to apply and be inducted, and SVA is for any veterans, their families, or students. Well, all students here at Methodist University can join Student Veterans of America, which is great. And one of the great things about these 2 organizations and this whole campus is the diversity and the multiple different backgrounds of all students. So you're not just meeting one type, you're meeting everybody from different corners of the world. We do have a lot of international students and a lot of students that have come from either military or non-military, traditional and non-traditional, and that's what makes it so awesome.
The Veterans Center is located on the east wing of North Hall. On the campus of Methodist University, Teresa Boone, MU reports.
Are you looking for a furry friend? The Cumberland County Animal Shelter hopes students will consider adoption instead of shopping for a new pet. The shelter houses dogs, cats, and sometimes even pets of a more exotic variety. The animals are tested for aggression and ready to move on to their forever homes. So, are you more of a cat or a dog person?
To be honest, I prefer more cold-blooded animals.
Well, I sure hope you mean turtles.
That's all the time we have for this first edition of MU Report.
Join us back here next time for more in-depth coverage of news that matters most to Methodist University and the surrounding communities.
For all of us here at Methodist University.
Have a great day, Carolina.